first video of the Folk Orc Tip Jar. Now in this series of videos we're going to look at various little tips, tricks and just useful information for playing music. The first video we're going to deal with today is a very common question, which is how to restring an acoustic guitar. It's really quite simple. Today we are going to restring this, my Martin 000. So we're going to start off with the parts of the guitar that we need to know about. So on most acoustic guitars this will be the same. Back here you've got the bridge, and the bridge pins, they're going to be very important. And that white line across there, that's the saddle, and that's what the strings sit on at this end of the guitar. Bridge pins are what actually hold the strings in place. The other end we're going to need, you've got your nut where the strings hold across the top there, and then your machine heads here which hold the strings at this end. Obviously they're going to be quite important. Now the only tools you're going to need, you don't really need any tools most of the time, but just in case you do want them, you are going to want some wire cutters here just for cutting the ends, and you might want some sort of pliers like that. You can also get special little tools that clip in to take the bridge pins out, which I'll show you in a minute. Starting off though, we're going to loosen off the strings. So we're going to loosen off, I like to do it 3 and 3 generally. There's no hard and fast rule to that one. So we're just going to loosen off. So I'm just loosen off from the machine head here, so the string's coming off. Ready? You can just pop it off there, and then you have one loose string flapping about. We'll do that with the next two. Now, from this point, now, if you're lucky, you'll be able to take out these bridge pins and just pull them out. Okay, so just grab them and pull them. But if your strings have been in for a while, or they're particularly tight, then yeah, like you look at it, that's where you're going to need some pliers. Now be very, very careful using the pliers. Don't hold it too tight because you can damage the bridge pins. Just hold them a bit of it and give them a bit of a wobble, and they pull out just like that. And you have one string there and a bridge pin. Make sure you put your bridge pin somewhere safe, lose the string. Do that with the other ones as well. So just round there, just twist, bridge pin comes out. Peel those 3 off. If you want to, at this particular stage, you can start giving your guitar a bit of a clean. I'm not going to do that today. Now we're going to take the other 3 strings off. Now with some of these non-wound strings, I'll show you, you might have to pull them off a little bit because they're doubled in on the machine heads. So I shall show you how to do it when we put them back on. So again, you might need your pliers for this one just to grab the loop. If you can see that, there's a little loop on this one. You might need to pull that out. That one as well. Get back and take the bridge pins out. There we go. All the strings are now off the guitar. Some people will say to do it string by string, or 2 strings at a time. I've never had a problem doing it this way, so and we'll get our strings. Now I'm using some Martin strings here. and they're all individually packaged. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I tend to start from the 6th string, which is the thickest string, which will be a wound string. So here we go, thick 1 wound string. So what you're going to need is your string, a bridge pin to start with. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to get that ball end there, and that is going to go in the hole where the bridge pin goes. But what I like to do, just so that it helps it along a bit, is get the end and just bend it slightly, not to like a right angle or anything, just a slight bend in it, like that. And that just helps it hook round. So you get that end there, place that in there, and then it hooks round, which allows you to get the bridge pin in. Now most bridge pins will have a groove in them. You can see there's a groove down that side there. So that groove slides over the string. Okay? So that goes towards the front. The groove goes towards the front, the string sits in it, and you push that bridge pin in, hold the bridge pin, and pull the string out. And there we go. And that is attached to that side. And then you just repeat that with every string. The next one, 5th string. Unwind it. Bend the end. Bridge pin. In. Around. Groove over the string. Push it in. Pull the string. And there you go. All 6 strings are now attached at the bridge end. Now we go up to the machine head end. Now, again, we'll start with 6th string. To start off with, we're going to slide the string through the hole in the tuning peg hip here. Take it through. I'll put it through until there is a hand's width at 12th fret. So at 12th fret, you want about hand's width of string there. And then hold it with your thumb, with your finger, thumb and finger up that end, and that's about the amount of slack you need. So then take this finger and hold that in place, and then just wind the string round. Make sure you press it in. And try with the 5th string, so take the end of the string, runs in through that hole in the machine head there. Hand's width at 12th fret. Get the spacing right, and hold it in, and then start twisting. And that's the first time it goes round. Tuck this part of the string here, goes underneath. Hopefully, if there's enough space on what you've left, sometimes there isn't quite, but I think we should just do it here. This time it goes over. And there you have it. And you cut the end off. Now when you get to the last two strings on most acoustic guitars, you'll notice that they're not wound, they're more this silver colour. And for these ones, what I tend to like to do is when you pass it through the hole, again, hands width at 12th fret, but then what we're going to do is we're actually going to run the end round again and pass it through the hole a second time. Because these aren't wound, they don't lock in with each other as well. So I just do this as an extra sort of safeguard, keeping them tuned. So you pull that arrow through there and then again wind. Everything else stays the same. So first time it goes under. Always make sure, as you can see here, that the strings on a standard acoustic guitar like this, the strings are on the inside, so they're running on the inside of the machine heads, not the outside. That was the last string. Same thing again, as the round one, run it through. Hand width, 12th fret. Hold it in place and do it through again. Wind it. And there you have a restrung acoustic guitar. There you have it. So now what we're going to do is tune it. And one of the important things when tuning a guitar for the first time, having put new strings on it, is to stretch the strings. It's one of the things that most people forget about. So once you've got it all tuned up, just pull the strings out, not too hard, but gently away from the guitar body. It just stretches them slightly. And retune. And I'll do it again. Stretch them again. And I usually do it a third time, but this time just stretch it slightly less, just a really quick stretch. And what you should find is that your guitar should stay in tune a lot better once you've done this.